So I'll give you a quick revision. Please be on mute, everyone. Okay. So the first thing which we learned is placing the chessboard, and you always have to note these two squares to your right hand side. If you are white, this square. If you are black, this square. It must be light. Okay. So that is the first thing which we saw. Then, so this is how you arrange the chessboard. Okay, rook, knight, bishops. So you put this way, and then queen, white queen on light square, black queen on dark square. Okay, so this is the view of chessboard from white's point of view. If you are a white player, you will see the chessboard like this. So if you are a black player, you will see the chessboard like this. Still the same thing apply. Okay, white queen on light square, black queen on dark square. Okay, so you have to check that. So if you are playing tournament, if you are starting the game, this before you start the game, before you sit, if your opponent has arranged the chessboard, these are the two things which you have to check if it is proper or not. If it is not proper, you have to make them do it proper. Okay, so this is the starting position. Then we went on learning about rook. Take this rook, and we learned rook moves in a plus sign, and whichever squares are empty, the rook is having control. Now see these squares on its way, all are empty, so it controls all these squares. Very simple. Okay, so rook is here. If there is an opponent's piece, this is opponent. Okay, for white, black is an opponent. For black, white is the opponent. Okay, so opponent's piece is there, so it gives attack. Attack is like warning. If you don't escape this attack, in next move I will capture. Actual going and taking away the piece is what is, this is capture. So now we say the rook has captured the bishop. Okay, so that is the difference. If there is own piece on its way, this is friend, so you support your friend, right? Like that, the rook is supporting the bishop. So this is with the rook. Okay, empty squares, it controls. Opponent's piece on its way, it attacks. And if the opponent doesn't care about your attack, in the next move it captures that piece, whichever piece is there. Okay, if there is own piece on its way, if there is a friendly piece, own piece, for white, white is the friend, right? Like that. Okay, so it supports. So now also remember, when we speak about supported piece, which means this is the supported piece because it is getting support from the rook. So that is the term, supported piece. Bishop is a supported piece. That's how we term it. We name it. Okay. So rook is supporting the bishop. Bishop is getting support from the rook. Okay, get this clear. Then we went on learning about bishops. So we learned light square bishop can travel in a light square diagonal, and a dark square bishop can travel only in the dark square diagonal. Okay, this cannot go to a light square. This bishop cannot go to a dark square. Okay, that's why we have two bishops. One will only travel in a light square, that too diagonally, and one will travel only in the dark square. And whatever squares on its way are empty, they control it. Okay, same concept. Okay, if there are empty squares on its way, it controls. If there is own piece on its way, okay, so this is the bishop's way, and there is a own piece. So the bishop is giving support to the knight. Knight is receiving, or knight is getting support from the bishop. Okay, so that's how we say that. And if there is an opponent's piece, it attacks. Okay, so for example, this was the position, and now white has to play. White made this move. Okay, this is the move white made. Now it is attacking. Now black ignored this attack and it made some other move. Now the bishop can capture because the opponent did not save himself. Okay, he didn't save that piece. If he does not save it, then this piece can go and capture it in the next move. Okay, so this is capture. Now we say the bishop captured the rook. Now then we went on learning about queen. Queen is the combination. I mean, let me make it simple. It goes like a bishop and also like a, I mean, rook, sorry. So plus sign is for rook, right? It goes like a rook, plus sign, and also like a bishop diagonally at the same time. Okay, so now all these empty squares, queen is controlling. See how many squares there are so many. That's why queen is very powerful. From here it is controlling all these squares. Okay, so they are empty. That's why we are using the term control. Okay, but if there is an opponent's piece, it attacks. If the opponent did not care about our attack, then it can go and capture. Okay, if there is a own piece on its way, this is also the queen's way. Okay, the queen is giving support to this rook. Or else we can also say the rook is receiving or rook is getting support from the queen. So now if I ask you which is the supported piece, rook is the supported piece because this rook is only having the support of the queen. Okay, so that's how we say. Then we went on learning about king, and always remember king can move only one step in all directions. Okay, and that step should be safe. Okay, no opponent should control it. So control as in what did we learn? Opponent controls the empty squares on its way till now. Okay, so with regarding to rook and bishop and queen, we learned that, right? So there is an opponent here. Now these three squares the opponent is controlling. Now the king cannot move to any one of these squares. Okay, now this is gone. You have to omit this, this and this. Now if I ask you where can this king move, it can only move to these squares. That's all. What is the rule? It cannot go to a square which is controlled by the opponent. Okay, so then we learned about knight. For a knight, landing square is what is important. Okay, so for this knight, this is the landing square and this is the landing square. Okay, so if there is any own piece on this square, landing square or this square, okay, the knight gives support. For example, if there is a pawn, we can say knight is supporting the pawn. Okay, so there is a knight and there is an opponent's piece here in the landing square. Okay, so we can say knight is attacking the bishop. If it is black's turn to play, he has to make sure he move away the bishop to a safe square. If he is not moving this bishop and making some other move, then the knight can capture the bishop. Okay, so knight captures only in the landing square. Okay, so you must be able to find the right landing square. That is how we used 2 steps in same direction and 1 to the side. See, this is easier to identify. 2 steps in the same direction and then 1 to the side. 2 steps in same direction, 1 to the side. 2 steps like this in same direction, 1 to the side. So if I ask you how did you reach to D1, you should not say I went to F1, E1, then E1. So this is not same direction, right? 2 steps in same direction and there is no turn. You are turning it on the first. then you will get into confusion. So if we have this clear, okay, then we say E2, D2, and then D. Okay, so that would be more exact. Okay, so we won't make any mistake. Say for example, if you put the knight to C1, what will happen, in the game? That would be considered as an illegal, because you are not moving the knight according to the rules. Okay, so there are many opportunities to make illegal, and we make two illegals, we will lose the game. So that is why we have to be very strong at these basics. Okay, so knight controls the landing square. It doesn't care about the way. Okay, knight supports the own piece only when that piece is in its landing square. Okay, knight attacks the opponent when the opponent's piece is in landing square, and knight is the only piece which can jump. Okay, even if there is a own piece here, and let me put an opponent's piece here, okay, still it can jump because it cares only about these landing squares. Okay, it doesn't care about the way. Okay, still you can go here. So knight is the only piece which can jump over other pieces. Okay, it can jump over its piece. It can also jump over the opponent's piece. Okay, for a knight, landing square is what matters. Now, pawns. White pawns start from the second rank. It moves towards the 8th rank. Black pawns start from the 7th rank. It moves towards the 1st rank. Okay, so white pawn. Okay, remember this thing. Whenever the pawn is starting for the very first time, it has two options. Okay, it only has two options at the very first move. What would be the very first move whenever it is starting from the second rank in case of a white pawn? Because this is the original position. Now when it is starting, it can either go to h4, or if you don't want to go to h4, you can also move one step, h3. So there is a pawn in g2. I can even move it to g3. There is nothing wrong. Now this pawn is moved. This pawn is also moved. A moved pawn, now it cannot take two steps. Once a pawn is moved, it can only move one step. This can only move to g4. Okay, so when pawns reach the end of the board, see, from second, 8 is the end, right? It gets promoted. Okay, so you can promote to a queen, or this rook, or bishop, or knight. So whichever you want, that is your wish, but you can also do it according to the position. Okay, if it requires a knight, you can take a knight. If it requires a rook, you can take a rook, like that. Okay, so that is what we call promotion, because pawns will not move backwards. And always remember, there will be only one king for white and one king for black till the end of the game. Okay, so if it is a black pawn, when it reaches the first rank, it gets promoted. Okay, so from imagine this is the position. Okay, I'm not taking it backwards, but let's say this is the position, and then the pawn is moving from second rank to the end. End is first rank for a black pawn, right? Now I can take a rook, and this rook will act like a rook. Even if you have two rooks in chessboard, you can still take a third rook. Even if you have two bishops, you can still take a bishop if you want. Even if you have three bishops, okay, so you have two bishops, you already promoted a pawn, and now you got a second chance to promote another pawn. You can still take a bishop if you want. At that time, you will be having four bishops. Okay, every pawn can be promoted. Okay, but whenever it reaches the end of the board. Okay, so you can even make 8 pawns to 8 queens. Okay, so yeah, but don't play for that. Don't play for promotions. We have to play only to win and to checkmate. Okay, but still I'm telling that is a possibility. Okay, so how does a pawn capture? So this is a white pawn, and we have to remember 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So white pawn from third rank will only go to fourth rank. Okay, and these two squares, one step diagonal, it controls. If there is own piece on these two squares, it supports. If there is opponent's piece on these two squares, it attacks. Okay, it also captures the pieces on these two squares. Okay, so pawns have control only on these two squares. One step diagonal. That too only front, not backwards. Okay, one step diagonal. That's all. If there is an opponent's piece like this, then it can capture. Okay, say a piece is like this and this is the position. Pawn moves forward. Now it is attacking. Okay, if say we have this as a position and white is making this move, it ignored the attack. Now you can capture. Okay, this pawn controls these two squares. This pawn controls these two squares. Because this is a black pawn. Okay, when black pawn is starting in the 7th rank, it ends in the 1st rank. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A 7th rank, then 6th rank. If a black pawn is in 6th rank, it can only move to 5th rank. Okay, black pawn in 5th rank means it can only move to 4th rank. Okay, then it can control these two squares. One step diagonal. Because for a black player, board will be like this. Okay, say this is the position. If you are playing black, okay, b5 pawn will be here and you have to push it to b4. Okay, so b5 pawn controls these two squares. b5 pawn, if there is an opponent's piece, it attacks here. Okay, if the opponent ignored your attack, then it captures like this. So from a4, it controls a3. b3. a4, it can go to a3, but it controls one step diagonal. So I'll repeat again. a4 pawn will go to a3 in the next move, but it controls this square. It will not control forward. It will not control a3, but it will control only one step diagonally. Okay, so any doubt till here? Then we will go to questions. I spoke so long, right? So any doubt, you just tell me. So we will get this cleared in this class so that we will move to the next concepts in the next class.
No, ma'am.
So you can boldly ask me if you feel I have to revise any other piece, I will do it now. Okay, so I'll give you the link which has all the pieces. I want you to practice before the next class. Okay, so we will do that. So in the next class, we will be learning other concepts like what is checkmate and all. Then we will start learning about how a game will look. Okay, so what is a game and all those things. Okay, then afterwards I'll make you to play. So you have to reply. So what will you play? Why will you play this? Okay, so those things. So if you have any doubt, please ask now. Or else please message me today or else watch the video again. Okay, so this is recorded, right? Yes, it is recorded, so you can watch it again and get your doubts cleared. Okay, so now we will go with question session. So by today, I want everyone to be very clear with all the pieces. How does it move? How does it control? How does it capture? How does it attack? All those things. So only when we are clear with this, we won't be making any illegal moves if we play tournaments, right? I'll share the screen again. Now, actually, I'm taking a game, okay? So I need some 1 or 2 minutes. Then I'll share the screen. So can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so be on mute. Now I'll start asking questions. Okay. So focus only here. Okay, I couldn't close it. Okay, anyway. So focus here. So this is so okay. So in a game, okay, first thing light square on right hand side, light square on right hand side. Then the pieces are arranged correctly. You have to check. Okay. Now always the white will make the first move. Okay, white player will make the first move, and after that move, black will make a move. Then afterwards, white will make another move, black will make another move. Okay, so you as a white you cannot make two moves. Okay, or as a black you cannot make two moves. You can make only one move at a time. Okay, so you have to apply the rules, okay, as you are playing. Okay, so this is the first move. Okay, so Anirudh, what move did the white make? See, the first thing is you have to know what move was made. Only then you can make some good decisions, right? So you have to know what is happening. Yeah, what move did the white make?
First move, ma'am.
First move only. What did he move? Which piece to where?
Pawn.
Pawn to
Pawn.
in the square.
Pawn is 4, ma'am.
Yes. So pawn e4. Okay. Now tell me, what is this pawn doing? Which squares this pawn is controlling?
Um, F4 and D, D4, ma'am.
These two squares?
Yes, ma'am.
Will a pawn control these two squares? No.
No, ma'am.
So it should be one step diagonally, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Not to the side. This is side. Pawns cannot control these two squares. Now tell me which square will it control?
D3 and F3, ma'am.
D3 is forward or backward? Is it front or back?
Back, ma'am.
Will a pawn move backward?
No, ma'am.
Then it cannot control these two squares. Then where will it control?
Um, D5 and F5, ma'am.
Yes. So these two squares, the pawn can control only these two squares. Okay. So be on mute. Next, Aldrin. So what move did the black make? I don't know why this is happening. Just give me
Ma'am,
a second.
once the
Wait. I'll share again. Otherwise, answer coming. Then why should I ask questions, right? So it is showing the answer itself. Then it's not a good thing. I'll take some other game. Just give me 1 minute. I'll take some other game. Okay, please be on mute, everyone. So whoever I'm asking, you can unmute and speak. Okay, can you see the screen, Aldrin? Aldrin?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now this is the first move. What is the first move? So this is a different game. I changed the game because that one is showing you the answer. Okay, so this one, do it. So what was the move made?
Ma'am, it goes 2 steps and 1 step, ma'am.
Okay, so you know how you should reply from now on. So in a game, if a pawn is moved here, you just have to tell d4. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
for pawns, we don't tell pawn. Okay. For other pieces, we will tell the name of the piece. Okay. So it is d4. You have to tell the destination. Okay. Or to practice now, you can also say pawn moved to d4. Pawn d4. Okay. So which two squares pawn d4 is controlling? Tell Aldrin. எந்த
Ma'am,
ரெண்டு ஸ்கொயர்
it
கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுது?
controls. It controls E5 and
E5 and
C5. Ma'am,
C5.
C5, ma'am.
Okay, so don't get help from next time. Even if someone helps you, tell them not to help. Okay, good. Okay, be on mute. Next, Isha.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone listen, children. No one will help you if you are playing a tournament. Okay, so I cannot be helping you. Your parents or your siblings or whoever is there next to you cannot come and help you at that time. Okay, so you even if someone helps you, please don't get their help. Okay, tell you will do it yourself. Okay, next, what was the move made, Isha?
The move was made to F6.
Which to f6? Which piece?
Knight, black knight.
So you just have to tell knight f6. Okay, so which square knight f6 is controlling?
Knight is controlling G4.
Okay, very good. G4 is a landing square, it can control. Then
and it's controlling H5.
okay, h5 is also a landing square. A landing square which is empty, it can control. Very good. Next,
D5.
ah
D5
d5. Very good. Okay, then
and E4.
very good. And one more square, empty square, which is this controlling. Check and tell.
F8.
Yes, I mean that's g8.
G8.
Yes. Okay, good. Next, Kashvi, what move did the white make? Mm. So I don't even need sentence. I just want the straight answer. Just tell the name of that move.
C4, ma'am.
C4. Now tell me, Kashvi, which squares this C4 pawn is controlling?
It's controlling D5 and B5, ma'am.
And then B5. Very good. Okay. Okay, be on mute. Next, Leksha, what did
Yes,
the black move? What did the black move?
Ma'am, the black moved to D6.
Oh, E6. E6 or D6? E6. Now from E6, which squares the pawn is controlling?
Ma'am, the pawn is controlling.
That is the black pawn.
Ma'am,
So
the pawn is controlling D5
very good. D5
and F5.
very good. So these two squares, the black pawn is controlling. Very good. Next, Piyush. Now tell me which pieces are controlling D5. So check all the pieces around. Whoever is controlling D5, tell me.
Ma'am, black pawn, ma'am.
Black pawn on?
Ma'am, black pawn on E6.
Black pawn on E6 is controlling that square. Any other piece?
Ma'am, black knight on
Knight
F6,
is also
ma'am.
controlling, because for a knight, this square is a landing square, so it is controlling. Okay, which other piece is controlling that square? Who else is controlling? One more piece is controlling.
Ma'am, white pawn on C4, ma'am.
Very good. So white pawn. Okay. For white, this pawn is controlling. For black, two pieces are controlling the square. Okay. Very good. Next. Shanvika, what move did the white make? என்ன மூவ் white பண்ணாங்க? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
What did the white move? It was like this. Okay. So white moved. What was the move? Tell me.
B2.
White என்ன பீஸ் அப்ப மூவ் பண்ணுச்சு லேட்டஸ்டா?
Knight.
நைட் எந்த இடத்துக்கு மூவ் பண்ணிருக்கு?
C3.
So you have to tell knight C3. Okay. Knight has gone to C3. Okay, that is what it means. Okay. So now from knight C3, end the squares alla knight control பண்றது சொல்றியா? So knights only control landing square. Okay. So and that landing square must be empty. Okay. So tell me.
D5.
Very good. D5. Then
B5.
B5. Then வேற ஏதாவது ஸ்கொயர் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றதா நைட்?
A4.
Then
E4.
very good. After that, one more square which is empty, the knight is controlling.
B1.
Very good. So super. Okay. Next. So now Shravan, tell me, what did the black move? Shravan, are you there? Shravan irkiya? Are you there? Okay. Now tell me, what did the black move?
B4, ma'am.
Which piece to B4? So see, if it is other pieces, you have to name that piece, then tell B4. Which piece?
Bishop, ma'am.
Bishop B4. Now what is this bishop doing? என்ன பண்றது அந்த பிஷப்?
Control.
நீ எனக்கு சொல்லு, தப்பா இருந்தாலும் பரவாயில்ல. Even if it is wrong, it's okay. We are learning, right? Tell it to me.
இது
தமிழ்ல தெரிஞ்சா தமிழ்லயே சொல்லு.
E1, ma'am.
சரி, E1 இல்லடா, இப்ப பிஷப் இங்க மூவ் பண்ணுச்சுல்ல, ஓகேவா? இமிடியேட்டா உனக்கு என்ன தோன்றது? So we learned 3 things, right? Control, attack, support. அதுல first உனக்கு என்ன தோன்றது? What could you think first? Control. Which square it is controlling?
Knight.
Okay, இப்ப knightனா என்ன? Opponent piece. அப்ப opponent piece empty squares control பண்ண சொல்லுவோம். Opponent piece இருந்தா what is the word we use? If there is an opponent piece, what is the word we will use? Attack. Okay, so how do you say now? The bishop is
knight is attack.
So bishop is attacking the knight. Bishop and the knight attack பண்றது. Okay, so yeah, bishop is attacking the knight. Okay, wow. So this is our game. Is this player has moved here. Okay, so now these two squares are getting controlled. Okay, so pawn can move forward but controls only one step diagonal, and pawns will never move backward. It cannot control backward. Okay, so any doubt till here? If you have any doubt, you can feel free to message me. Okay, whenever I have time, I'll reply. Chalo, bye. Any doubt?
Ma'am, pawns தவிர மத்த எல்லா பாயிண்ட்ஸுமே பேக்வர்ட் வருமா?
எந்த பானுமே பேக்வர்ட் போகாது, மத்த பீசஸ் பேக்வர்ட் போகும். பார்த்தோம்ல நம்ம. So she was asking, other than pawns, will other pieces move backward? Yes, it will move backward, right? So queen is here. This is the way. So this is forward. If we say this is backward, it can move back, right? Like this. Same way with the king. இது முன்னாடி நம்ம வச்சிருந்தோம்னா இது பின்னாடி. So if we keep this as forward, this is backward. So it can move like this. Okay, for king it must be a safe square. Okay, that is the rule. Okay, so other pieces, bishop, it can move here, it can also move here, right? It can move here, Can also move here. Can also move this way, this way. So among all these squares, you can choose any one square and put the bishop. If I want to choose this square, I can move like this and put. Okay, similarly with the rook. Rook is here. It can move back like this. It can move front like this. It can move this side. It can move this side. So from here, it can move here. It can move back. Okay, so got it? Puranjita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but pawns will not go backward. Pawns will not control backward. Pawns will not do anything backward. Okay, if we do that, that will become an illegal. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
that illegal na there is a set of rules. Okay, by the World Chess Federation, you as a player, chess player, has to follow it. Have to follow it. Okay, if you go against the rules, then that becomes illegal. Legal means according to the rules. Illegal means not according to the rules. Okay, when we make some moves which is against the rules and we do it twice in the game, we will lose the game. Okay, when we were playing, right, when I was playing, those times we had 3 illegals. Okay, only on the third illegal we will lose the game. Now they have changed everything. Okay, now if you make the second illegal, you will lose the game. So you all have to be much careful to not to make illegal moves. Okay, so one time it happened that I don't know if I told you in this batch, I don't know to whom I said. Okay, so that was my very first tournament, and in my very first tournament I happened to play in a state level tournament. Okay, I didn't expect that, but it happened. Okay, so I was playing, that was my introduction to chess and very first time. Okay, so I was playing with my right hand. I started the game in the right hand, and immediately, I don't know, in one move I used my left hand and made a move, and my opponent claimed an illegal. Okay, so it happened that way, but anyways I didn't make second illegal in that game, so I didn't lose the game. I mean, I didn't lose the game because of illegal moves. Okay, chalo, bye. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye,
Okay,
ma'am.
bye bye.
Thank